This cake design will make everyone ask how you did it, and the secret is surprisingly simple once you know a few tricks. Let's break the technique down into 4 steps. Skimming through the basics, make sure you assemble a straight cake by lining each cake layer directly over the layer below, and chilling the cake for 15 minutes in the freezer or 30 minutes in the fridge will set the filling to hold the layers in place while you frost them, so that they don't slide or wobble to create a leaning effect. Chill the cake to set the frosting, which takes about an hour in the fridge. Then wrap a ribbon or string around the cake to measure the circumference and also the height, and then place that ribbon on a piece of parchment or wax or baking paper, and cut the paper so it's the same length as the ribbon. For the height, about an inch taller than the cake is ideal. Now put the cake back in the fridge. To make a design, you'll need melted chocolate. Melting chocolate is something people tend to struggle with, but here are 2 tricks. Only heat the chocolate for 30 seconds at a time in a microwave, and adjust the power to 80% to heat it gently so that it doesn't burn or seize. After heating for 30 seconds, stir it to spread the heat since microwaves tend to create hot spots, and then heat for another 30 seconds, also at 80% power. Stir until the chocolate is smooth with no lumps, and then pour it into a sandwich bag, and I folded mine over the rim of a glass to hold it open so I don't make a mess. Cut a tiny piece off one of the bottom corners of the bag to squeeze the chocolate through, but not too tiny because then your chocolate won't pipe in smooth lines, and the lines will be so thin that they'll be very fragile. Look at the difference if I cut a little bit more off the corner. The lines are thicker and smoother and neater. Cover your paper with loops or whatever design you want to create, keeping in mind that the closer the lines or loops or squiggles are to each other, the stronger the chocolate collar is going to be. Take your cake out of the fridge and lift the chocolate design up straight away before the chocolate sets. Lower it down to the cake, resting the bottom edge of the paper on the cake board so that the design goes all the way down to the bottom of the cake. Wrap it around the cake to attach it to the frosting. If you can do this without getting chocolate all over your hands, please tell me your secret in the comments. The paper will overlap itself where the beginning meets the end, and that's fine. Put the whole cake back in the fridge for an hour to set the chocolate, and then pinch the top corner and slowly peel the paper away from the cake, leaving the chocolate design behind. The paper will stick where the overlap was, so for that, peel downwards to snap off the excess chocolate and leave a neat seam along the join of the design. To tidy up the cake board, use a sharp knife or the edge of your offset spatula to scrape off any chocolate stuck to the board, and then you can wipe any smudges off the board with a paper towel wrapped around your finger. The chocolate will soften at room temperature, so after a few minutes you can trim around the top edge of the design with scissors to tidy that up too. I don't recommend wrapping a design any more than an inch above the top of the cake, because the chocolate can droop at room temperature. But that inch of chocolate creates a wall which you can fill with fruit, chocolate truffles, flowers, or any decorations you like. If the room is hot, it's best to stir the cake in the fridge to keep the chocolate design stable. To serve a cake with a chocolate collar, take it out of the fridge an hour or 2 before you serve it so that the chocolate collar softens and the cake and frosting will taste better at room temperature too. Run your knife under hot water before you cut into the cake for the neatest slices. This is my perfect chocolate cake with my best chocolate buttercream, and the combination is incredible. For more recipes and tutorials, go to britishgirlbakes.com and check out my cake school for hundreds of cake designs and techniques, and join my club for access to everything on my cake school. The link is at the top of the screen and in the video description, or go to britishgirlbakes.com. Thanks for watching.